What it is, everybody, we're back. We're back with the breakdown, and we're back with the blue light. I am jazzed for today. Week number 5, Dope or Nope. Again, thank you for all the positive feedback. This has been so much fun for me. We're gonna continue to break down really good music. This is especially sweet for me because this is the first time I'm breaking down a suggestion from somebody I don't even know. This was suggested by a commenter on YouTube. I forget your name, I'm sorry. Thank you so much. It's crazy that there's people actually watching these that aren't my friends. If you're my friend, I'm not taking anything away from that. Thank you, everybody. But I'm stoked about that. If you're new, we're breaking down production. We're not talking about songwriting so much. We're not talking about lyrics so much. We're listening deep for the ear candy. We're seeing if we can get into the producer's head. And today, we have honestly one of my favorite artists that I've not heard this song though. This is 21 Pilots. Level of Concern is the song. It was, it's been a while since I've listened to 21 Pilots, and they released this, it seems like a month ago. And I cannot wait because they are so talented. Let's not wait too long to get into it. But first, drink of the day, having some Fat Tire. Do not hate on the classics. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And this ain't broke. So that's what we're having today. All right. Continue to send me songs. I have a long list, enough to last me for several months actually. But continue to send me songs, please. I appreciate it. Let's get into it. 21 Pilots, you're on the hot seat. Let's see what you got today. Level of Concern. Here we go. And before we begin, I just want to say it's really hot here in Reno, and all my windows are open. So if you hear anything odd, it's probably coming from outside. I apologize for that in advance if that happens. Here we go. A lot of elements in that intro. We have some funkiness. We have a pad, an electric piano, an electric guitar, a piano, and percussion. It's all there. But you can tell it's heavily filtered. Especially on that percussion. Here how the drum and the kick are really muted. They have a filter on it, which is basically squashing the sound. It's taking out some of the highs and some of the low frequencies. It's filtered out. So it's compressing that sound a bunch on certain frequencies. And some of the other instruments the same. They sound kind of muted and almost far away. And that's by design. But you can hear it almost opening up as we're getting towards the verse. Hear how that snare is getting brighter? And this is a common thing you'll see. This is going to give a lot of punch to that first verse by filtering out that introduction. You're getting a flavor, but it's like it's in the distance. And then when it hits you on the verse, it's here, right? It's a great technique to really build towards that first verse. Still a lot of elements here. We have that same funky electric guitar in that second part of the verse. But obviously the main driving force, we have sort of a bass, a sub bass almost, which has a nice line. It's broken up. It's not just holding out like a note, it's broken up. It has some pacing to it. And we still have the pad and the electric piano. That pad is doing some nice chords to fill in that higher end. Wow, and there's even a piano back there. Listen right here.
It's gone insane. Things are starting to
Right there, there's a piano way in the back. Gosh, that's tasteful.
I can't help but think I haven't felt this way since I asked you to go steady. Wondering, would you be my little quarantine, or is this the way it ends? 'Cause I told
If you haven't seen my breakdown of Trampoline, or if you have, you've seen me get really excited over a technique they used in that song, which was modal interchange. And they just did it again, I'm pretty sure, on that last chord of this, I'm assuming it's a pre-chorus. Couple things I've noticed. In order to give some nice contrast to the first verse, they had the percussion kind of follow the rhythm of the vocals. Listen right here at the beginning.
wondering, would you be
Really emphasizing dun dun dun, right? And that's the kick. The kick goes dun dun, and then the snare, right? Bum bum ga, and it really emphasizes a new syncopation here in this pre-chorus. And then they've also added a layer of vocals an octave up on a couple of words.
since I asked you to go steady? Wondering, would you be my little quarantine, or is this the
Yeah, on Would You Be and Quarantine, they have a vocal up higher. And then on this last chord, I'll let it play for you. I'm sorry. Listen how
little
it almost has like a different emotion to it.
quarantine, or
Right here.
is this the way it
That's
ends?
really cool.
'Cause I told you my level of concern, but you walk by like you never heard. You could bring down my level of concern. Just need you to tell me we're alright, tell me we're okay. Panic on the
Oh my gosh. One of the most underappreciated tools in all of music, in my opinion, is empty space. Because when you use empty space, nothing, silence, like they just did here, when you use it tastefully and with purpose, it is so powerful. Okay, that was the chorus. And we dropped down to a piano and just a little bit of higher percussion, right?
hurt, you could bring down my level of concern. Just need
Doing some nice chords and that percussion's still keeping the energy of the song riding through. But listen, with the empty space that they have, it actually serves two functions. Let's listen to it and then I'll tell you what I mean.
need you to tell me we're alright, tell me we're okay. Panic on
Great. It serves two functions there. It lets you dwell on the hook a little bit. That's the hook of the song. It has to be.
we're alright,
Tell me we're okay. It forces you to dwell on that hook a little bit. It almost solidifies it in your brain by not giving you anything new. But then listen to how much more punch you get with the percussion, with the full drum kit now coming in on verse 2.
concern. Just
It's
need you
beautiful.
to tell me we're alright, tell me we're okay. Panic on the brain, my
See how it has that dual functionality? And there's one more element here too. Okay, if you just took out everything, had that empty space, and then everything comes in together right on beat 1 of that second verse, that would sound kind of unnatural. It wouldn't have an organic quality to it. Did you notice what they did to combat that? Ooh, perfect timing on the
tell me we're okay. Panic
And this, I guarantee you, is a conscious choice by whoever produced the song. They left in his intake of breath. Listen.
we're alright, tell me we're okay. Panic on the brain,
And it just adds that slight bit of organic quality that you need to not make it feel robotic. This is what separates professionals from amateurs. This kind of level of detail, because you can take out that breath. A lot of times you do take out those breaths. You want to make, like, those are all decisions made to leave in or not. And so I guarantee you they left it in for that specific purpose, and it works beautifully. This is good stuff.
Tell me we're okay. Panic on the brain. Michael's gone insane. Julie starts to make me nervous. I don't really care what they would say. I'm asking you.
So I've noticed a couple changes here. They added, I can't tell if it's a synthesizer or I can't tell if it's an electric guitar. Let's listen to it a couple times.
Gone insane. Julie.
Going dun dun, kind of following the bass line, but giving it more bite.
Michael's gone insane. Julie starts to
Hear that?
make me nervous.
They added that almost a vocal hook, doing something kind of funny actually.
Panic on the brain. Michael's gone insane. Julie starts to make me nervous.
Yeah, some really highly processed vocals to give it a little bit of a counter melody. And again, this is progressing really well.
I don't really care what they would say. I'm asking you to stay. My bunker underneath the surface. Wondering, would you be my little quarantine?
One of the reasons gosh, it's a motorcycle. One of the reasons I like 21 Pilots so much, I think, I don't know the names of the guys, but one of them is just a drummer, right? Not just a drummer, but he plays drums. That's his main function in the duo, which is pretty unique when you think about it, right? But what always amazes me is how much personality they get out of their simple rhythms, right? This is like the most basic beat you can have,
I'm asking you.
right? Kick, snare, hi-hat, hi-hat, hi-hat. It's so basic, but it has so much personality. And part of it helps, like we talked about, the syncopation and the pre-chorus helps when he's kind of following the rhythm. But it just really stands out to you. And that is, I feel like that's how all of their stuff is. And this is just highlighting that.
You to stay. My bunker underneath the surface. Wondering, would you be my little quarantine? Or is this the way it ends?
So we have some counter melodies with the vocals there on Quarantine. Quarantine. It's kind of repeating it and it's filling in those gaps to let you know that we're really getting towards another chorus here.
Underneath the surface, wondering, would you be my little quarantine? Or is this the way it ends? 'Cause I told you my level of concern.
Okay.
You walk by like you never heard. When you could bring down my level of concern. Just need you to tell me we're alright. Tell me we're okay. Yeah.
Much different than first chorus, right?
Quarantine. I told you my level of concern.
First chorus,
But you walk by.
it has the energy, but there's a lot of space to breathe, a lot of room to breathe. Here we've brought in on chorus 2, you bring in pretty much the full band, and I think that works best because we've really progressed here. Well, we've been adding consistent elements. Now we want to be rewarded, and this song is rewarding us with everything. The bass line is unique here to the verses, and that's really giving the a little bit of a heavier quality.
I told you my level of concern. But you walk by like you.
And more decisions. Listen to the clap. I can't tell what beat it's on. Let's listen to it.
Level of concern. But you walk by like you never.
And then it's not there anymore. It's just one single clap that kind of highlights, emphasizes that one rhythm where the voice is silent, and it almost just it piques your interest for a second, and then it's gone. That's so smart.
Of concern. But you
Right there.
walk by like you never.
It's gone.
When you could
Maybe let's see if they repeat it.
level of concern. Just need
Yep.
you to tell me we're alright. Tell me we're okay. Yeah.
So funky. I love that. Just the song is fun, and they're achieving that with a simple rhythm, and those guitars are really giving that funky feel.
Tell me we're okay. Yeah. Tell me we're alright. Tell me we're okay. Yeah. Tell me we're alright. Tell me we're okay. Bring down my level of concern. Just need you to tell me we're alright. Tell me we're okay. Yeah.
I don't really know what to call this section. It's like a repeat of the chorus, but it's almost like a B chorus. It's not a bridge. I think we're like, you could hear it kind of drop away there for a second. I think that's going to be the bridge. So this is a repeat of the chorus, but it's like a, chorus 2.
Tell me we're alright.
The sequel.
Tell me we're okay. Yeah. Tell me we're alright. Tell me we're okay.
Plus they're solidifying that hook even more.
Bring down my level of concern. Just need you.
Really nice octave pianos, piano notes there.
Down my level of concern. Just need you to tell me we're alright. Tell me we're okay. Yeah. Cause I told you my level of concern, but you walk by like you never heard. You could bring down my level of concern. Just need you to tell me.
All right, something that this song is doing incredibly well is contrast. Just like that empty space that we talked about for a while.
The way it ends. You could
I'm trying to find it.
we're alright. Tell me we're okay. Panic on the brain.
Hear how that really emphasizes the contrast between that emptier first chorus and the second verse, right? And we have the contrast in the pre-chorus to the verses of the different syncopation in the kick drum. And we drop way back after we've kind of built through to this pretty big second chorus
Need you to tell me we're
where we've been rewarded for that progression, and then they really drop down into the bridge, and that contrast is stark, but it's working very well. And I think that's actually adding to the funkiness of the song. Is, when a song is just coming at you all the entire way through, you don't have the contrast, it's flat. It doesn't really work as well. But because they're contrasting everything against each other with empty space, with counter rhythms, with counter melodies, with dynamic changes, it really lets that funkiness shine in its moment.
Cause I told you my level.
And I want to point something out. Autotune gets a bad rap. Sorry, I feel like I'm popping my mic here. Autotune gets a bad rap because I kind of get it. Like, yeah, you want someone singing, you do want to feel like that's really them. But I mean, you tune everything else. You tune all your instruments, you correct all your instruments, you correct rhythm in all your instruments. You do all that in post-production. So why not do that on the voice? And pretty much all your songs now are tuned vocally. And they sound very natural when they do it most of the time, but not here. And this is a conscious decision. Notice how when he's kind of filling in just with a little bit of scat during this bridge, you can really hear the auto-tune. See when he goes up there? You can kind of hear it flicker up there. That's auto-tune. I think they're doing it for two reasons. One, as a stylistic element, and two, because they use it as a stylistic element later.
You walk by like you never heard. You could bring down my
Oh, right here.
level of concern.
There it was. That's what I was looking for.
Level of concern.
That stutter that you hear, that unnatural sound, is auto-tune. And they kind of billboarded it a little bit in this first part of the bridge. I think that's why they really chose to put it here. It's giving you a little bit of a hint as to what's coming.
You a level of concern, but you walk by like you never heard. You could bring
So it's not a
down my
surprise when you hear this.
level of concern.
It's not a surprise. It's stylistic, but it's not a surprise.
Tell me we're okay. I need you. I need you to tell me we're alright. Tell me we're okay. Need you to tell me we're alright. Tell me we're okay. Need you now.
This is lasting a while, but it's real cool. They keep just changing and adding things. This is a very open, spacious bridge. But in this section,
Need you to tell me we're alright.
Now they have an octave down vocal that's supporting the melody, and that's another stylistic choice. A lot of times in choruses, especially, or when you're trying to just add body to vocals, you'll kind of just double the vocal you already have, and pitch one down an octave and push it way back in the mix somewhere. So it's inaudible, but it's supporting that lower end, and vice versa with the higher end too sometimes. And but now they're choosing to let you hear it. A lot of times you don't hear it. They're choosing to let you hear that. Very stylish, right? It's almost like a production. That's like the producers flexing through this whole thing. And it's a very long bridge. I mean, we're coming on 40 seconds here. It's still going. Modal interchange. We're going somewhere. That's a major chord that should be a minor in the key of the song. And we're back. That's a 45-second bridge with a lot of style points, but you can understand kind of what they're going for. And it leads us all the way full circle. Remember how we talked about the contrast allowing the funkiness to shine through? When we get back to the chorus, you're like, it just shines all the more. I can't help but dance to it. I'm pretty sure that's the same as chorus 2. But because we've taken such a detour, it feels fresh again. Same piano progression. Maybe a few more words here and there, kind of just... Half the time, I have no idea what the heck I'm saying. My brain knows what I want to say, but my mouth doesn't. So hopefully, you'll keep watching anyway. It has a lot of quintessential 21 Pilots elements. It has the simple but magnificent beat. It has this kind of like talky section, right? Whoever, I knew their names at one point. I feel bad now. Whoever the singer is, he likes to rap sometimes. He likes to kind of do some spoken word stuff. He thinks outside the box, and he's doing it again here. That's very 21 Pilots. Masterful production. That's also obviously a signature. And great songwriting. We're not supposed to get into that here, but this song is well put together, let me tell you. Cool. We had a tom fill there with the drums. Whoops. And that was the first time it's shown up in the song. That's not anywhere in the song. At 3:34, probably the end, I'm assuming, is when they pull that just out of their back pocket, and it's like, okay, now we're done. Cool choice. Wait a second. They've been living next to each other the whole time. I swear it's not that. That's actually really funny. Oh, I've been just half paying attention to the video all the way through. But that's good stuff. They've been next to each other the whole time. I'm sorry. Oh, what a nice little twist. Let me gather myself. Oh, was it dope? Absolutely. That was really good. The biggest signatures for me, the takeaways, how funky it was because of the contrast and because of that empty space, that just that single moment.
Of concern, just need you to tell me we're alright, tell me we're okay. Panic on the brain.
That separates the boys from the men, the girls from the women. That is dope.